Hello, welcome to my new TBR game, TBR Bakery, for the month of April. So let's get started. If you didn't see my March TBR, which was the first time that I played TBR Bakery, I will link it up above or down below. That video will be linked somewhere for you to go and check it out if you're interested in like the rules and like how gameplay works and stuff. It's pretty straightforward, but just in case you want to start from the beginning, it's pretty easy to catch up. It's only been 1 month. So I'm just going to go over quickly the books that I picked last month, and then we will get into this month's rolls. For last month, I had roll 1 was Steal a Book, and that was this one, Four Aunties and a Wedding by Jessie Q. Sutanto. I stole it from Completely Melanie's TBR, and I read it. Roll 2 got me The Vanishing Half. That was for a random number pick, and I did read it. Roll 3 was a fantasy romance, and that was These Hollow Vows. You can see the bookmark. I'm not finished with it yet. I actually just started it, but there are a few days left in March, so I think I can at least get a really good chunk of the way through this one, so I'm gonna count it as read. For roll number 4, I got a high rating, and for that I picked Alloy of Law. I did not read this. I'm sorry, I did not get to this one. Roll 5 was a coffee break, so I didn't have to pick a book for that. And then roll 6 was The End Spot, which I got a spinner wheel, and it landed on Next In series. So I picked Well Traveled, the 4th book in the Well Met series by Jen DeLuca, and I did read that. So overall, I pretty much read everything except Alloy of Law, but I was able to fit this onto a different TBR for April, so this might come up again. Fingers crossed, because I do really want to read it. So that's it for the recap, and let's get into April's rolls. Roll number 1 is a 5. I don't know if you can see that. It's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's a cupcake. And it's a book that I know nothing about. Roll number 1 landed me on a cupcake, and it gave me a book I know nothing about. And for that, I chose Parable of a Sewer by Octavia E. Butler. I've heard a lot about Octavia E. Butler, but I've never actually read any of her work. I had a different one of her books that I wanted to read first, but then it got returned to the library. I had the ebook, so this is the one that I have right now, and this is the one that I'm gonna pick. I have literally not even read the back of this book, so I really don't know what it's about, but the only thing I've heard is that it's sad, I think. So, yeah, I literally know nothing about this book. Roll number 2 is another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that is a cake. And that is, oh great, a book over 500 pages. My game is not being as nice to me already as it was last month, but my second roll landed me on a cake, and that was a book over 500 pages. So, to continue the abuse from last month, I guess, and this will round out a series for me, I figured, you know, a book over 500 pages, this is only the second roll. It can only go up from here, so why don't I just, you know, punish myself right at the beginning of this game. And when the book only has to be 500 pages, let's make it almost 1,000 pages. So I picked A Dance with Dragons by George R.R. Martin. This is the 5th book in A Song of Ice and Fire, and the final published book as far as like chronological reads go. There is the prequel that I have left, but this will finish out the actual like series as far as it is published so far. So yeah, 1,000-page book sounds great. This is already, just with this book alone, a hefty TBR. So let's keep going. Let's hope the board is nice to me, nicer than giving me a 500-page book for my second roll. Roll number 3 is a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's a donut. We're kind of all over the place this time. And that is an ebook. That one's super easy. Roll 3 decided to be a little bit nicer to me and give me a donut, and it's just an ebook. That's easy enough. I'm going to read The Stand-In by Lucy Chu. Her name is Lily Chu. I say it wrong in this video 3 times, but her name is Lily Chu. I actually had the physical book from the library last month, and one of you guys actually saw it on my shelf and was saying that you really enjoyed it, and that just made me read it want to read it even more. So although I did have to return the physical book, I was able to get the ebook. So that's what I'll be reading for this prompt. I'm very excited to read it. That one is basically just like a life swap kind of thing. This average girl is, walking down the street or whatever, and she ends up being picked up and asked to swap lives with a celebrity. Roll number 4. Ooh, a 6. Not bad. 5, 6. Oh no! We got a fish cupcake. Roll 4 got us a fish cupcake. That means we had a contaminated batch. We have to restart that batch. So that means we had to roll the die again and move back that number of spaces. Okay, how many spaces are we moving back? Oh, another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's a cake. So that is... Oh, back to the last cake. Okay, we are doing great this time. So that means we have to go woo, back to here. And after I moved back, I ended up on a cake slice. And the cake told me to move back to the last cake. So I had to move back again. Okay, next roll. Oh great, okay, we have a 1. And that is a donut. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna keep that. I forgot to pick a card for this, so I have to pick a cake and a donut. So the cake is an Unhaul Project book. So after all that, I landed on Unhaul Project book, and for that, I am going to choose Save the Date by Morgan Matson. I gave myself until June to read my Unhaul Project books, and I have not read one of them yet, and we are going into April. So it's a good thing that this prompt came up. So although I did have to move back a ton, it actually kind of did me a favor. So this book takes place over a weekend. We're following a girl who's the sister of the person who's getting married as they just like go through the wedding festivities and all the stuff. It's like a 400-page book and it takes place over 3 days. I don't know how I'm going to feel about this, but I'm going to give it a try. And for our donut, it's going to be a paperback. So with all that drama out of the way, we are back on the move. I got a donut for my next roll, and it just gave me paperback, which is easy enough. I am going to read The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. I've had this on a couple TBRs in the past. I have not gotten to it, so hopefully with TBR Bakery keeping me on track, I will get to pick this up. So The Spanish Love Deception, we are following... It's another wedding. A wedding in Spain, an infuriating man, 3 days to convince her family she's actually in love. So, like, fake dating and enemies to lovers, I feel like, is kind of the vibe of this book. I'll know more when I read it. I'm really bad at giving synopses in my TBRs because I haven't read the book yet, so I don't know what to say about it, and I don't want to be wrong, so I don't normally give that much detail. It's more about the game, but, like, I'll try. I will try to do better here on out. Okay, next roll. A 2. Okay, so last month was definitely nicer to me than this month. Another cupcake. Oh, at least it's a 5-star prediction. Roll 7 gave us a 5-star prediction, and for this one, I haven't done a 5-star prediction video since I believe 2020, so this is going back a ways. Again, this is a book that's been on other TBRs and I just haven't gotten to, but it is a 5-star prediction, and it's still a 5-star prediction. So I'm going to use it even though that video is from a long time ago, and that is Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. A young woman, a kingdom, an evil enemy, a birthright foretold. Yeah, this girl turns 19 and then she has to try to get her kingdom back because it's under the rule of some other dude. See, this is what I mean. I can't give summaries when I haven't read the book. I'm so bad at it. But yeah, this book has been out forever, so yeah, Queen of the Tearling. This is my 5-star prediction. Next roll is a 3. 1, 2, 3, another donut card, and that is for a thriller. Okay, roll 8 landed us on a donut, and for that I got Thriller. So for that I am going to read Stay Awake by Megan Golden. I, again, don't know much about this book. It's a thriller. I was given it by a coworker, and it sounds really interesting. 2 years ago, Liv was thriving as a successful writer for a trendy magazine. Now she's lost and disoriented in a New York City that looks nothing like what she remembers. A complex thriller that unfolds at breakneck speed. Stay Awake will keep you up all night. It's the kind of book I want in my life. So this is my thriller for the month. I don't even know how many rolls this is, guys. Oh good, a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yay, we made it to the end. Hopefully the end spot card is nice to us. This or that, higher or lower with a D20. Okay, and finally, roll number 9. We got to our end spot. I don't read this many books in a month, so this game was not very nice to me. It was like super nice to me last month and horrendous to me this month, but it can always be worse, so I guess I should count my blessings. But yeah, so we got to the end spot, and the end spot card gave us this or that, higher or lower with a D20. So I haven't done this yet. I'm going to do it on camera. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 2 books. I'm going to say this one's higher, this one's lower, roll a D20, and then roll it again. And if the second number is higher than the first number, I read this book. If it's lower than the first number, I read this book. I don't know if that makes sense, but it'll make sense when you see me do it, hopefully. Okay, so I just filmed this whole segment and I didn't remember to hit the record button, so just a quick summary of what I just said. The Liar's Knot by M.A. Carrick. This is the second book in the Rook and Rose I believe it's going to be a trilogy. I am excited to read this. It is very thick, and I already have a 1,000-page book on my TBR this month, so this is going to be my kind of like less. I want it less. I wanted to land on this one less than I want the other one, and the other one is Finlay Donovan is Killing It. I have had this book for a few months now. I've been really wanting to read it, but I just haven't fit it on a TBR yet. This is the one that I'm hoping for. I'll tell you the results of the first time after I do it this time, because the one that's filmed is going to be the said and done. So let's see what we get here now that we are actually recording. Okay, so my starting number is 6. It's looking good for Finlay. We'll see. Oh, 13. Okay, good. So this one wins. We're going to be reading Finlay Donovan is Killing It, and this one actually won both times, so we're doubling down on Finlay. Okay, so this is my TBR Bakery TBR for the month, as well as the Standin by Lucy Chu, which is another like 400-page book. We'll just put this here in place of it. Pray for me. I think I pretty much got all the books from... Nope, that's a lie. So I have this, and I have a couple books on my Magical Readathon TBR that I could not fit into this TBR. So yeah, pray for me. This is my TBR for the month of April. I am going to be doing a lot of reading, apparently. So yeah, that's it. That is my TBR. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy my new game. If this is the first video you've seen from me, feel free to check out, again, the first TBR Bakery, and I will also link my Magical Readathon TBR somewhere. Up there, down there. It'll be linked somewhere, because that's also an April TBR. And let me know what you're planning to read in April. I would be curious to know. I'm always looking for recommendations for new books, or just, you know, ideas for new things to read. Even though I have a never-ending TBR already, I love adding to it. So that's it for this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!